ask what I'm being charged with?
Yep, I will tell you here in just 1 second.
Do you think I'm going to resist and not be able to walk out of this office without my cuffs?
A school district superintendent is slapped with handcuffs right inside her own office.
Can you not walk me in cuffs through my entire workplace? Can I have Andrew go get my purse and bring it to me, and can we walk out the back door?
We have the shocking allegations, and they are disturbing, from police detailing how a months-long investigation into student misconduct led to consequences at the very top of the school chain. We're on the case, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Hey guys, before we start this episode of On the Case, I want to tell you about this app, Upside. It gets you cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and takeout. So here's what you do. You just download Upside for free, claim an offer at one of their 100,000 plus locations, then pay like you typically would with your card. After that, you verify the purchase and you get money back. Say I need gas, or maybe I'm doing takeout that night. I search for offers on Upside first. Then after I spend, money appears in my app and I transfer it straight to my bank. Upside's frequent users earn an average of $254 back a year. So to start getting your cash back, click the link in the description, scan the QR code on your screen, and use promo code OTC to get an extra 25 cents bonus on every gallon on your first tank of gas. Now, look, we've seen many teachers in handcuffs on this show, and it's for a variety of reasons. It's always shocking whenever you see that. But I don't think we've ever had a superintendent in handcuffs. It's just something you don't see. And you think of the job of a superintendent. I mean, they come with some pretty high stakes. I mean, this is the person who's the boss of the teachers, who is ultimately responsible for setting the standard of education, for integrity, for discipline across the board. So any slip-ups can cause serious and in some cases irreversible damage to a district's reputation. But sometimes protecting the reputation of a school district can backfire in a big way. And that is exactly what is alleged to have occurred in this particular case. Now, you just saw the moment on police body cam where officers take this particular superintendent into custody. But first, you need to understand how we got to this point. So let's dive right into it. This is all taking place in Longview, Washington. It's just about 5 miles from the Oregon state border. And overall, this city, it's moderately sized, has nearly 39,000 people, according to U.S. News and World Report. The school district with nearly 6,400 students. Niche.com gives this school district a B- rating. The administration was specifically given a B rating. So it's not a terrible grade. It's a pretty average school district, just in terms of how this website ranks it. What really stands out, though, is that this school district is reportedly in the top 50 for athletes in the entire state of Washington. And that's something that could really bolster attention on the district. And it is a piece of information that is very important to this story. So let's talk about this superintendent, Karen Cloninger. According to the Longview Public Schools website, she has been the district superintendent since the summer of 2024. Her LinkedIn profile showcases several educational leadership roles since 2010. So for the first year and a half of this superintendent run, Cloninger hasn't been showing up in the headlines. It appears that things have been running relatively smoothly, at least publicly. And according to the shocking allegations from a couple of students, the reality, though, was far from the truth, in their opinion. Now, we have a probable cause affidavit from the Longview Police Department, and it includes forensic interviews with several students on the Mark Morris High School male basketball team. And this goes back to February 9th. And in those interviews, the players make very disturbing accusations of misconduct stemming from November 2025 to late January of this year. So this is what one student told a school resource officer, quote, "Since the beginning of the season, he and other JV players had been pulled into the varsity team room and sexually and physically assaulted multiple times." Now, the rest of this paragraph, it's too graphic to read word for word. He was sexually assaulted by multiple other players. In one instance, involved a can of biofreeze. 2 days later, on February 11th, another victim came forward to police in a forensic interview. Quote, "He went on to explain that he was a freshman at MMHS and had been selected to play on the JV basketball team. He then described 5 or 6 incidents of assault, both physical and sexual, that occurred on 5 or 6 separate occasions starting the first week of basketball and continuing through January 28th, 2026, with approximately 6 additional times where they had attempted to assault him. According to police, he explained that several of the members of the MMHS varsity basketball team had forcibly taken him into the varsity team room and rubbed themselves on him. The player also mentioned a can of biofreeze being used too. The student went on to describe another incident where he was dragged into the varsity team room. He explained several of the varsity members, quote, twerked on him and humped him. He explained that some of them had their clothes on and some did not. He explained they forced him up against the white dry erase board in the varsity team room. He explained he was twerked on so hard and forced into the whiteboard so hard, he ended up with a cut and a bruise on his hip. Throughout the interview, the student made it clear the hazing behavior happened every time he was dragged into the varsity team room and that all the varsity team, except a few players, had participated in the hazing activities at some point. He explained that what he called hazing was the players twerking on him, pretending to hump him, and rubbing their bare butts or male genitalia on his body. Now, these allegations in themselves, they are shocking, they're disturbing, and they clearly, allegedly went way too far for way too long. So now the question becomes, when did any staff become aware of this? A student victim told police he reported nearly all the information to the high school principal, vice principal, and head basketball coach. He said he was pulled into the vice principal's office nearly every day for 2 weeks prior to his forensic interview with police. However, he said that he left out details of sexual assault with school staff because he didn't want to get his teammates in trouble. Though he said that he did bring up the biofreeze incident along with one occasion where the first student victim told him he was full-on raped in the varsity team room. Now, one of the victim's mothers also told police that she received a call from the vice principal on January 29th, telling her that something had happened with the team. And it wasn't until the following week, on February 4th, the woman's son had already gone to the vice principal about his alleged assault. But the vice principal told him there was an ongoing investigation. So at this point, this investigation was being handled within the school, and according to police, a few of the alleged students involved were suspended for their conduct. So when does law enforcement get involved in this case? According to the police report, on February 8th, an officer was notified about an active investigation related to firearm threats at Mark Morris High School. And at the same time, the officer also became aware of a mass walkout being planned at the school the following day related to alleged sexual assault, possibly connected to the basketball team. Now, the same day, another police officer was informed by a parent about his son being sexually assaulted on the team. Police responded to the high school for the firearm threat investigation, but also inquired about the sexual assault allegations with the school resource officer. Quote, "During my brief conversation with the SRO, it was apparent he did not have substantial details related to any active or completed sexual assault investigation. The officer informed me, although he was familiar that some students from the boys basketball team had been recently disciplined related to conduct, he was unaware of any specific criminal actions that were alleged to have occurred. Due to my unfamiliarity with the SRO and school's discipline process, I asked the SRO to inform me how it typically works inside the school. The officer confirmed that typically the school will handle most investigations internally and only notify law enforcement if school administration deems it necessary as needed or should they need additional resources." So we are jumping around a bit here, but now it's February 10th. And an official report comes into the police station surrounding sexual assault allegations at the high school. Officers look through digital evidence provided by one of the victims, including a JV group chat that actively discussed and shared photos related to the sexual assault incidents as it became widely published on social media. This is in addition to the forensic interviews. Quote, "I later watched 2 forensic interview videos related to the victims. During both videos, both victims agreed to be truthful and honest. Both mentioned conduct that appeared to be assaultive, sexual, and criminal. Further, the descriptions provided of the events related to the events clearly represented conduct that would have warranted mandatory notification to law enforcement as reported." So now police are starting to raise some eyebrows, not just at the students that allegedly carried out these sexual assaults, but also they're raising their eyebrows at the school with allegations as heinous as the ones described. What was stopping the school from getting law enforcement involved? Regardless They're now fully engaged in this operation and conduct a search warrant on school property, including communications between executive leadership at the school. Officers also had their eyes on the vice principal, someone named Paul Beckel, who seemed to have led this internal investigation. On February 13th, officers went to his house because he happened to be absent from school the day before, the same day the search warrant was carried out on the school. Quote, "We arrived at his home in an unmarked police SUV wearing plain clothes. We knocked on the front door of his home and his wife walked around to greet us. We asked if Paul was available and she explained he had gone into Longview to meet with Superintendent Karen Cloninger and assistant. We asked if Paul was available, and she explained he had gone into Longview to meet with Superintendent Karen Cloninger and Principal Aaron Whitwright. She then called him on the phone and told him we were there and were interested in talking to him. He explained he was out near Calumet, Washington, and would be heading back toward Longview shortly. Police then met Vice Principal Beckel at a nearby coffee shop to speak with him, and here's where things definitely get interesting. Police ask him about his investigation, and at first he minimizes the extent of what the student victims had told him, but then police show him his own notes about the biofreeze incident. Quote, Paul followed up with a comment about how that was only one sentence in 26 pages. Paul then got defensive and shifted the conversation. He made comments indicating we had more information than he had been given based on the fact we had served a search warrant at the school, despite the fact his detailed notes indicated he had been told by the victim that biofreeze had been sprayed in his behind. Paul went on to explain that his process was to investigate as thoroughly as he could and then relay the information to others for guidance on what to do next. But Paul didn't say who he consulted for that guidance. However, police did have evidence of consultation between the vice principal and other executive office members. Quote, we referenced Paul's notes where he had written about meeting with Eric Rick Eugene Parrish, Longview School District's Executive Director of Communications and Operations, and Principal Aaron Whitwright in person and with Karen Cloninger over the phone on February 4th. His notes explained that they had discussed mandatory reporting, and he was informed they were not obligated to report at that time. His notes also talked about possibly sending some sort of communication out to the MMHS and Longview School District, and how he was again told no. The vice principal allegedly went on to explain that the school resource officer didn't think there was enough evidence for criminal charges in this case. However, it came to light that he allegedly didn't share all of the details of his investigation with the SRO, including the biofreeze incident. Officers then went and interviewed the school principal, Aaron Whitwright. Quote, Detective Hartley asked Aaron what his involvement had been with the investigation at MMHS involving the boys' basketball team. He explained he had been informed about the situation around January 28th or January 29th. He explained he had not directly interviewed any of the students involved, but had been present for some of the interviews and had been given access to Paul's notes throughout the investigation. He also explained that anything that had come up, I was in communication with our district office, Dr. Cloninger, and or Andy Schoonover, who's the district's executive director of student services. So now it's starting to come to light that the superintendent, Karen Cloninger, was allegedly in communication about the incident since the end of January, and the principal became informed about new information. Quote, I asked Aaron when, if at all, he had spoken with the SRO. He explained that he had met with Andy and Karen Cloninger about a CPS report. He explained that Karen told him she was going to consult with the attorney. The attorney told Karen to have them consult with the SRO. He believed it was later that day or the following day that he and Andy met with the SRO and discussed the case. He explained they had shared information with the SRO about, quote, butts in faces and genitalia across faces, and that they were told it wasn't a crime unless the, quote, parents want to pursue that. I clarified with Aaron and asked what detail had specifically been shared with the SRO. Aaron then backpedaled and explained that they had told the SRO about butts in faces and dancing around, but couldn't remember what else had been shared. I asked if the SRO had been given specific details about which students were involved or had been given access to any of Paul's notes, and he said no. When asked if the SRO had been given adequate information to make an educated decision about the circumstances, Aaron initially said he believed the SRO had been given enough information. I then asked why the specific details of the school's investigation had not been provided to the SRO. Aaron said, I don't know. I explained what the details in Paul's notes, which Aaron had access to from the beginning, seemed to be enough to potentially amount to criminal, sexual, and physical assaults, but the details provided to the SRO had seemingly been very vague and lacking in critical context, which could have drastically changed the SRO's recommendation on how to handle the situation. I asked if it was accurate, and Aaron indicated it was. Now, it's important to note that on February 19th, police said they had enough probable cause to arrest 2 of the student basketball players on charges including second-degree rape, unlawful imprisonment with sexual motivation, indecent liberties, and indecent exposure. So now it appears school leadership was allegedly withholding potentially criminal activity from the school resource officer, and we're also getting a glimpse into how Superintendent Karen Cloninger was also allegedly on board with this plan. So at this point, law enforcement is taking a closer look at the superintendent and trying to figure out where she communicated with leadership about this investigation. So police conduct a search warrant on her devices. And here's what police allegedly found. Quote, on or around February 20th, I began reviewing the data associated with Karen Cloninger's cell phones to include viewing the devices themselves. As I was reviewing the Cellbrite extractions, I came across many chat messages that showed they were recovered from deleted. I would later confirm this by hand searching the phone to include verifying tons of deleted messages on both devices. Further, I would recover many of the deleted messages and confirm many of them were as reported in the Cellbrite extraction. I would take multiple photos during the search of both devices to include creating 2 Cellbrite reports relating to emails and chats. It should be noted, there are significant messages and emails that were visible during the search of Karen Cloninger's devices that confirm these devices, along with other administrators' devices, were used for communication related to not only Longview Public School District business, but their investigation and handling into the allegations associated with this case. According to the police, Cloninger's laptop also showed modified files titled Summary of Events, along with text exchanges about a deleted email surrounding the investigation. Further, based on my training and experience, public records include any document, photo, email, or text message regarding government business, regardless of physical form. Based off the above information, it appears Karen Cloninger is conducting Longview School District business related to messages on her devices and emails and likely deleting public information. So now, police are putting together their puzzle on why they were not allegedly involved from the start. And at the end of the day, Karen Cloninger was the woman allegedly making the final call in the investigation. So now we're fast forwarding to May 21st, and police head to Longview School District headquarters, and they arrest the superintendent.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hanging in there.
Go ahead and set your phone on the table. I'll be sure around for your hands on your back.
You and I will just walk her out. Yeah.
Those feel too tight.
I think they're okay. Can I ask what I'm being charged with?
Yep, I will tell you here in just 1 second. Okay.
Can I get my attorney on the phone?
You'll have an opportunity to make a phone call.
Because I don't have that number memorized, and I'll need my phone to call.
I didn't say I was taking your phone.
Do you think I'm going to resist and not be able to walk out of this office without my cuffs?
We have procedures now.
I don't believe you are resisting. I didn't say you were.
Okay.
So go ahead and step to your left here, and I'll get the document out real quick, and we'll read to you the exact charges. So. Karen, you are being arrested today for tampering. Oh, sorry. Tampering with a witness, failure to report, and obstructing a law enforcement officer. So,
Ready?
my partner here is going to escort you out, and you're going to
go
take
this
us to
way.
the jail. We're going to be
Okay.
back, okay?
We'll coordinate your property.
Am I not able to take my phone so I can call my attorney?
Your phone can go with you. These are your
Here.
phones?
Yes, I
Which
don't
one do
need
you
the
want?
work phone. I just need
Work
my...
phone, personal?
Yes.
I'll take
Personal
that.
can go with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
All right.
It's like a wallet, purse, anything like that, personal.
I do have a purse in my office.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I allowed to take that?
We can grab that. Yeah.
Can Andrew, can you not walk me in cuffs through my entire workplace? Can I have Andrew go get my purse and bring it to me,
I'll go
and
with
can we
Andrew.
walk out the back door?
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll wait. Hey, will you have Medina pull up to this door right here? We'll just go out that door. Is that better if we go out this door?
Yes, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
Can I have you go get please?
No.
I don't think,
Actually,
ma'am,
I wanted
ma'am.
to call my husband. I just wanted to call
I don't think to be over here right now.
Purse. Thank you.
You will have the ability to make that.
Is he on this side? Yeah, she's in custody.
Lonnie, can you log one in custody?
Let's pull him to this side.
You were really broken
We'll
up.
walk out that. All right, Karen.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Cloninger is brought outside through a back door as they head to the squad car.
Is there
Okay.
anything on you I should be aware of now?
No,
Anything that's completely sticking out at me?
no, nothing. I have nothing in any of my pockets.
I understand.
We still have to search though.
Just as received.
This is recorded. Okay. And there's two of us here
Everything
to.
is being audio and visually recorded.
Okay.
Are you just wearing these trousers? Like, there's no underpants?
Like you don't have any pockets underneath, do you? Okay. I'll switch you.
I'm not going to check. The jail will ask. You have nothing concealed in your body.
Yes.
Take a seat for me, ma'am. I just have to see both of you.
Cuffs are, I think
They're tight.
they're a little tight. Yeah.
Okay, let me buck you and I'll take a look. Alright. Actually, I should have did that. Alright, so just turn and face that way. Like, just rotate your body so I can look at your cuffs. I know it's a little awkward. Okay, which one? I wonder if it's your bracelets. Is it this one? Or the other one? Okay.
I think I'll be okay.
So I can get 2 fingers in there. I understand they're not the most comfortable thing, especially with this seat, but
As far as the phone call goes, like to your attorney, the jail should let you go through your phone to get that phone number if you need it. Okay. And then you can make that phone call. Okay. You good?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna head down.
Cloninger made her first court appearance on May 22nd as she is facing charges of tampering with a witness, failure to report, and obstructing a law enforcement officer. She was given a $5,000 bail, which she later posted. Her formal arraignment is scheduled for June 10th. Meanwhile, the Longview Police Department say they're not done when it comes to charges. They are expecting to file charges against Andrew Schoonover, who is the district's executive director of student services. Those charges include failure to report and making a false or misleading statement to a public servant. On May 22nd, the Longview School District's acting superintendent released the following statement in part, quote, "We know this matter has caused deep concern, pain, and questions for students, families, staff, and the broader Longview community. Student safety, care, and well-being must be at the center of every decision we make now and as we move forward. Collectively, we also have a responsibility to continue to ensure this matter is reviewed carefully, fairly, and impartially. As your acting superintendent, please know that my commitments and the commitments of our school district are clear. Understand the facts surrounding the alleged student and staff misconduct, cooperate with investigations, follow the law, and ultimately take appropriate accountability action. I understand that trust is earned through consistency and that accountability requires action. Today's action reaffirms our district's commitment to both, as well as our desire to gather the facts. Now, the statement also said 5 staff members have been placed on administrative leave, and they have hired their own outside investigator in addition to the ongoing police investigation. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law&Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and we're also now streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.